Today on the channel, your time is up. My time is now with the John Cena Ultimate San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Ultimate unboxing and review. And today we got something extra special. We got the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from Mattel. It is John Cena. But for all your John Cena San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, maybe go to San Diego Comic-Con. It will be available, of course, this year at San Diego Comic-Con, and it will also be on Mattel Creations. I guess I should read the little copy I got here from Mattel. I guess we'll dive into this right now. Let's see. Product details, WWE Ultimate Edition. The champ is here, John Cena. It's an Ultimate Edition of John Cena. Product features, you want some? Come get some. We're celebrating the illustrious career of John Cena and his current retirement tour with a very special WWE figure. For the first time ever, we've included 5 of John Cena's championship titles, won over the course of his first 16 World Championship reigns with our Ultimate Edition. The champ is here figure. 30 points of articulation, swappable heads, 5 versions of World Heavyweight titles from his first 16 reigns. Also comes with a pendant and champ is here soft goods entrance shirt. Premium packaging inspired by his classic 2010 Elite Collection figure packaging. Outer shipper, beautiful outer shipper right there as well. Available 7/23 through 7/27 at San Diego Comic-Con, Mattel Creations, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 o'clock Eastern. On the 24th of July, it will go up there. Thank you to Mattel for sending this my way to check out. Always appreciate when the Mattel team sends me something like this. And I will be picking up another one of these at San Diego Comic-Con, or most likely I'll probably order it on Mattel Creations, just so I have a mint in box one. I always kind of double up on the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, as you guys know on the channel. You guys also know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And this was leaked, what, 6-7 weeks ago? Something like that. What is time? I'm not exactly sure. And a lot of people said, is this the next San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? Is it something different? What is going on? I guess it makes a lot of sense. Of course, this is the year of John Cena from Mattel. We're seeing him in all the Elite lines. We've seen exclusives from the Vault, Greatest Hits, Ultimate Editions, you name it. John Cena Mania running wild, just like exactly Todd McFarlane. Hulkamania ran wild last year. It was the year of the Hulkster. This year is the year of John Cena, and I fully expect that to carry over into 2026 as John Cena's retirement tour figures will start coming out next year. Not sure if we'll see a lot of those this year at San Diego Comic-Con, but I am fully expecting to see a lot of John Cena figures at San Diego Comic-Con. So those that were sick of all the Hogans last year, maybe they'll be sick of all the Cenas this year. I don't know, but I'm just excited for maybe when they celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Ultimate Warrior. That's going to be my time to shine, but I do understand the importance of John Cena. Heck, he's a good friend of the channel. You guys have seen the video a million times. Maybe I'll put it at the end of the video once again for old time's sake. I don't know. But John Cena, a once-in-a-lifetime superstar, as we do know, an all-around good guy from what everybody does say, and I'm here to celebrate all that. I'm here for that. I think that makes sense. Obviously, the most decorative champion of all time. Going to be interesting to have when he's all said and done where he sits in the pantheon of everything. And it's hard to make those Mount Rushmores because different times, different stuff. It's almost like you need an 80s Mount Rushmore, a 70s, 80s, a 90s, a 2000s. You get the point from there. But there's no denying if you have John Cena on your Mount Rushmore, you can't really argue it. Just like you can't argue The Rock being on there, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. The heaviest of heavy hitters. We know how that goes. But I do like the idea of this one here, but I will say personally, and I said it in my Toy News videos, this doesn't feel super San Diego Comic-Con-y to me, much like Shawn Michaels last year didn't feel that way. I will say I didn't think Muhammad Ali was going to be very good for San Diego Comic-Con, but it felt different. It felt special. But that doesn't always mean it's going to sell, and we still see that available fairly easily. So I don't know what the magic sauce needs to be for San Diego Comic-Con. Personally, I think it needs to be a deeper cut. And in all honesty, if they're going to do John Cena, which I think makes sense being this year, The translucent one we're seeing as Walmart, I think that should have been made as an Ultimate Edition, and then you put the title belts in there and you put a bunch of different soft good t-shirts. That would have been a good San Diego Comic-Con exclusive because it's different. It's clear, it's translucent. We don't get that very often. Yes, we got a main event kind of like that a while back, but it would feel different. It would feel special, and it's not going to be for everybody. Usually San Diego Comic-Con is something that's not for everyone. Some John Cena collectors say, I don't need that, it's translucent, where, you know, just the play off of that. So personally, I think that would have been a cool Ultimate with a bunch of shirts and a bunch of belts. It is what it is. Half a dozen of this, half a dozen of other. You guys get the point by there. But be interested to hear your thoughts. Do you feel this was a good San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? There's nothing against this figure, but we've had a lot of Ultimate Cenas, and we'll do comparisons of those Ultimate Cenas later in this video, as well as another surprise in this video. We'll bust it out. But I always do love the shipper box on these premium Ultimates. We see them from ringside from San Diego Comic-Con. Very cool, glossy box on this one. There's old John Cena just running. Just running. He's running as fast as he can right there. Mattel Creations looking good. John Cena on the side. John Cena picture on the side. John Cena name on that side. Nothing on the back. I always save these boxes, and I usually store all my baggies of hands. So I get, you know, Elite Series 119, put all the hands in here, throw it in the box, mark this box. That's how I keep track of all my stuff for those that want to know. Off to the side, a gentle see you later. But now we're diving into the meat and potatoes. We're diving into John Cena, and I do love the throwback packaging. It takes us back to 2010, a simpler time, 15 years ago. I can't believe that. But you got the cool packaging design, a tribute to the past, celebrating all things the Elite line and I guess Ultimates in this one. So combining the two, I guess. WWE logo, of course. Big window box for John Cena. John Cena running, and I have seen people comment that he wasn't running to the ring at this time. That doesn't really bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all. But you got John Cena in there, of course. John Cena glamour shot. Very cool window down here with all the different title belts. There's a lot of people that collect the title belts. They'll love to see this as well. So very cool presentation. I got to say, slam dunk on the box presentation on this one. Like I said, we get a lot of John Cena Ultimates, but this feels different. This definitely looks different in the package. Looking very nice. And it's even more different than those early Elites because look at the side of the package. It's a lot thicker, as we can see right here. John Cena. John Cena. Nothing on the top besides letting the light in there. 2025 Mattel on the bottom. Nothing too fun. But then the back, that's where the magic happens. We get all the tail of the tape, get the blurb, get the glamour shots. You get that old school hole in the back that we used to get back once upon a time. And then you got the John Cena Ultimate checklist down there. I love the inclusion of that. You know me, I love the packaging on my action figures as well. And I love stuff like this, that they added that for the line. Now we're going to have 5 John Cena Ultimates. I think it's time to do that top 5 on the channel. Maybe we'll do that sooner rather than later. John Cena, height, 6'1", 251 pounds. Titles, 16-time world champion, United States champion, WWE Tag Team champion. Did you know John Cena has won more world championships at WrestleMania than any other superstar in WWE history? How about that? Now, I would say, I feel like if you're going to make this extra special, you should have probably included the tag team title belts in this one and the United States title belt. I think that would have been a really, really cool thing to see. I would have liked to see none of that there. Going all the far of this to put all this stuff in there, they should have added something extra special. But speaking of extra special, I'm going to take this offline and I'm going to get something extra special. All right, I said I wanted to show something, do something a little extra special, and I wanted to take a little cutout to do this one here. As seeing all these title belts, seeing this deluxe packaging on this makes me feel very nostalgic. And at the end of the day, you guys know I'm just a classics guy. I even wrote a book on it. Check it out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, of course. But this really reminds me of a tribute to the past. Jakks Classic Superstars, once upon a time with 2 extra special pieces. And a lot of people would say, Grail items in the history of wrestling action figures. First off, Shawn Michaels with all the title belts, the Pro Figures exclusive once upon a time. You real ones remember Pro Figures back in the day? But it is a Deluxe Classic Superstar exclusive. All the title belts, the entrance gear, just a fabulous, fabulous Shawn Michaels. But for a lot of people, they say this is the best wrestling figure ever released, and it is definitely up there. It is an amazing piece. It is the Ringside Collectibles Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars. Stone Cold Steve Austin with all of his title belts, soft good vest, soft good shirt. You get the Hall of Fame plaque. It's got all the kit and caboodle of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So it's very cool to see Mattel do something like this in the vein of Jakks once upon a time with this John Cena figure. I really, really like this figure. how it celebrates the history of John Cena, just like we saw with Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels once upon a time. So I wanted to make sure I pointed that out and showed that in this unboxing. All right, let's dive into the John Cena San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. How about? And let's see how hard this is to get out of the package. Never easy, it seems like, with some of this stuff. Maybe it's better to go in through the bottom. I'm not sure. You know, I like to go in through the back door usually, but I'm trying to go through the top this time. There we go. Got it out. Looking good. Packaging in the background. Very, very nice. I'm going to go a gentle off to the side. See you later. Just because. I'm going to respect the San Diego. That's what I'm going to do. But holy cow. A lot going on in there. Heads, hands, title belts. A lot to dive into. A lot to cut out, it looks like, as well. So John Cena locked down, but I did mention how he is running, and some people were not a big fan of that because apparently he didn't start running till later on in his WWE career, not when he was wearing this outfit, this shirt, and so forth. And like I said earlier, that doesn't really bother me. I'd be interested to hear if that bothers you, but I think of this more of not a tribute to him running to the ring, more of like an action figure pose where, you know, He-Man, he's going out there, he's fighting the fight, he's striking a pose like that. It's almost like that with John Cena here. I also kind of think of it like those early Mattel Elites, which we talk about a lot, and even the basics once upon a time. They were posed in the package, gave them just a little bit of extra personality. That's kind of where this feels like to me. It's just like they're giving him more personality in the package. So I don't know, some people like it, some people don't like it. It doesn't bother me a whole lot either way. Feel free to sound off in the comments down below once again. Good old Cena out of the package. And then we got all the title belts. Are these taped in? Oh, they're taped in. Oh my gosh, it's some of the stickiest tape I've ever seen in my life. Ever seen Todd McFarlane? And Todd McFarlane from the couch. Yes, that Todd McFarlane hanging out on the couch with me here today. We do, unfortunately or fortunately, have the Cambodian tape. Todd, we talk about it all the time in the DC Multiverse unboxings. Cambodian tape all over the place of this one. It's dangerous. Some of the most dangerous tape you'll ever see. See you later. Goodbye. Get out of here. Plastic prison. Twist ties off to the side. We're finally diving in. The time is about here. The champ's almost here. We're going to dive into all this. Let's start with the accessories. We'll start with the hands here. So we got one open hand, one gripping hand out of the package. You got to have the exact opposite. We do get that with those hands there. You got the you can't see me hands. We're ready to go with that. And thankfully, we got the two fists of fury. John Cena, he's ready for some punches, of course, in bunches. We know how he gets that done there. But now we're diving into the title belts here, and we got some interesting belts, that's for sure. So belt collectors are going to love something like this. Now we do get, I think of this title belt, obviously John Cena held all these title belts, but we got this one here, and when I think of this one, I think of Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and Eddie Guerrero. That's where my mind goes with this one, but John Cena did hold it here. Looking very good, and this feels a little different. I don't know if it's the same belt. I'm not a title belt expert, but is this the first time we've seen this leather strap or strap on this one and this belt? I don't think so, but it does feel or look a little bit different than ones we've received in the past. Of course, got the big gold belt here, a very famous belt if you ask me, John Cena. Got the nameplate on the front there, looking very good. Obviously a very classic title belt, one of the most famous title belts of all time if you ask me. Then we dive into it here. We got the WWE title belts. Man, have we seen this one? You can't see me side plates on there. I'm sure we've seen this with somebody before, but boy, it's been a long time, I think, since we've seen this title belt, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got another one here, a more current one, I guess. You can't see me on the side plates once again. So very cool. We get the John Cena side plates on all these. Makes sense. They're celebrating John Cena. They got to give us all that kind of stuff with John. We do got one last belt out of the package, and I do think it's smart to have this belt on John Cena because I think you close your eyes, you think of a title belt with one John Cena, you think of the spinner belt. That's what I do think. I think of John Cena and Edge, unfortunately, but John Cena primarily. This is his belt. Just like the Winged Eagle once upon a time was the Ultimate Warrior's belt, of course. But looking very, very cool here. I do like the spinner belt. I would say this is probably one of my least favorite belts ever, but as far as being tied to a character, all that, probably one of the best. You see this, you think of John Cena. I'm pretty sure most people do. But it does spin. We've had these in the past that don't spin. This one actually does spin. WWE on the side, looking very good. But it is your classic belts here. So you do get all these different belts for John Cena. Very cool to see all those things included. But we're not done with John Cena. We do got the chain over the top. Oh, he's a member of the chain gang. And we also got a rubber band, of course. Got to have those rubber bands ready to go. I'm going to pull that off while I'm dealing with it. So we got the rubber band off to the side. We do get the big old chain here. Now, we saw these back in the day with Jakks all the time. Of course, now Mattel. But I believe this is a brand new chain for John. Wouldn't be shocked to see more of these in the future here. But once again, very iconic, the John Cena pendant, I guess we'll call it there. But now we're going to dive into the head sculpts here for John. And I'm pretty sure we've had all these head sculpts in the past. Would have been cool to get a new head sculpt for this set, but not in the case here, or not in the plan. Now we do got, I guess we call this one new. I guess we'll call this a new head sculpt because it does have the hat. And John Cena, very iconic hats, of course, over the years. But the hat is molded to the head, so the hat is not removable. I definitely like that a whole lot. So that is something different. That's how I'm probably going to keep this figure as well. Hat looks good. What's it say on the back there? C Nation, of course. Then you got that pendant on the front. Looking very, very nice, though. This is, I guess it's technically a new head. You got the molded hat, so I guess we do get a new one right here. Now, these other ones I believe we've seen before. First one I grabbed here is the other hat for John Cena. Hat is removable on this one, so that is something we've seen in the past with John Cena figures. A bit of a stoic look here for John Cena, but it does look like him. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, playing all those John Cena hits, of course. But now we're going to dive into the other head sculpts. Smiling John head sculpt here. Of course, you can move that hat around to these other head sculpts if you want to do that. Have to imagine you hardcore Cena fans out there, and there's got to be some hardcore Cena fans out there. I'm a hardcore Warrior fan. I know there's hardcore Hulk Hogan fans. I hear about them all the time. They always comment in the comments, of course. There's hardcore Macho Man fans, and there's hardcore John Cena fans. So you're a hardcore John Cena fan, you need this mint in box, of course you do, and maybe a second one to get outside of the shipper, so you have 2 mint ones technically, and then you need one for each head if you're going to do them loose. You got to do that. If you're a hardcore, you got to do that. Smiling head is that one. And then last but not least, a head we've seen before. We got that long-faced John Cena with the open mouth, screaming and yelling. Got this patented John Cena hairdo on here on all these figures. Looking very good, but we've seen some of these head sculpts, and I guess we got one brand new one is the way we're going to go there. But now diving into the figure itself, we do got the real shirt here on John Cena. It does say the champ is here, and you got the spinner belt on the shirt down at the bottom there, and of course you got the John Cena logo on the back of the shirt. All this in white, a classic Cena shirt. So many Cena shirts over the years. That's why I think the translucent idea is an ultimate with like 10 t-shirts and all the title belts would have been a really cool thing because you could have took those shirts to other figures, to belts to other figures, or put them all in the figure, obviously, at the same time. Would have been a cool idea, but maybe in the future, but we do got a translucent Cena, just an elite version there. But the champ is here. Good looking shirt here. Good looking Cena one. Obviously, the arms are going to be removable. The head's going to be removable, so you can slide this off if you need to as well. Forearm guards down here. I guess more like wristbands here. Very classic Cena with the Cena logos in black. Looking nice. He's rocking those jorts. You know he's rocking those jorts. A little bit of a wash on those as well. You got the black belt. Got a little bit of that underwear sticking over the top like a young Mark Wahlberg. Oh, don't get me started on Mark Wahlberg. One of these days I'm going to tell about my business dealings with one Mark Wahlberg, and we went toe-to-toe, head-to-head, and some bodies hit the floor along the way. So we'll tell that story. And Tales from Retail in the Kyle Peterson Show podcast, available every single Tuesday wherever podcasts are found. Videocast on YouTube. Word Life, though, there on the top of that underwear looking very good. Then you get the Cena shoes, and man, these shoes are very, very big. Looks like he's got kind of clown shoes going on there. I loved it when John Cena had the pumps back in the day. I never had a pair of pumps, so I always loved it when he reached down and pumped those bad boys up. Something about that always tickled me. Yes, it tickled me right there. But diving into John Cena and the articulation, arms all the way around. Like I said, arms removable if you want to. Bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. You know those are the hits I like. Hands back and forth, side to side removable. Head back and forth, side to side removable. Hula hoop up top, plus traditional waist articulation. Of course, cut up John Cena body on this one here. Drop down hips as usual. Legs go up just fine. Thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. Ankle cut, we'll call it. And then ankles back and forth, side to side. And then you got that toe articulation for Todd on the couch. Made in Vietnam. Oh, it's a Vietnam special once again. But no real joint issues with this one, at least as of yet. And of course, will John Cena fit on a Mattel Ringside Collectible stand using discount code Kyle to save 10% over there at Ringside Collectibles? Ooh, it's tight, but he fits. So quite the look for old John Cena right there. A lot of bells and whistles with this one. The usual heads, the usual hand assortment, But man, the title belts really take this to the next level. I'm probably going to have to display him Ultimo Dragon style is probably the way I'm going to have to do it with him. But it is a fun one here. Not sure it's the greatest San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of all time. If I had to pick, it's probably not what I'd pick. But it is the last year of John Cena. That is something worth celebrating. So I could see the argument. If somebody wanted to argue for this, I could understand their argument. But for me personally, I would have liked to seen something different. But by no means does that mean this is a bad figure. This is a pretty cool idea, if you ask me. But we're not done. How about John Cena? We're going way back. The champ is here, Jakks style, once upon a time. You know I'm a classics guy, but this is a ruthless aggression John Cena once upon a time. We've seen how far things have come in the last 20 years, I guess. It's probably from 20 years ago. Does it say on the bottom? Let's see. Oh, even farther back. Or, no, maybe not. 2003. So I guess, yeah, it's farther back. So 2003 is when this bad boy came out. So I know a lot of people say, oh, Jakks, terrible. Well, this was cutting edge once upon a time. That's the way it goes. And guess what? 20, 25 years from now, people will be like, oh, that's Cena. That's terrible. That's just what happens. Time, it waits for no one, of course. But we're going to put old John over here. And we're going to dive into some Ultimate Cenas. Like I said, we could do a top 5 Ultimate Cenas here on the channel. Had a lot of different ones, and I am fully expecting a lot more John Cena Ultimates in our future. We better be ready for some of these final run John Cenas and some past John Cenas as well. Got the old fan take over here. That was the last one we got. I believe you can get this one on Amazon as we speak right now, this John Cena. So there it is. That's the murder's row of John Cena, and I have to imagine we'll probably, a year from now, we'll probably have 3 or 4 more John Cena Ultimates before it's all said and done. I would not be shocked at all. And maybe we will do a top 5 Cena Ultimate on the channel. I think I know what my favorite one is, but I could be swayed. I'll have to dive into it there. But quite the murder's row of John Cena with the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Be very interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Did you pick it up? Is it worth a pickup for you? Long game, no game. I'm not so sure what I'm doing with my life game. What do you think about this John Cena? Are you excited for it? Are you picking up 1? Are you picking up 2? You going to San Diego? So many questions, so little time. Stick it down in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Check it out. Support the channel. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. My podcast, I was telling you guys just about a couple of seconds ago. And once again, want to thank Mattel for sending me a copy over here to review. And I'll see the Mattel boys at San Diego Comic-Con. So for John Cena, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?